Let me knock these injuries out real quick because we have a good little list of these guys. And I'm going to make this easy. For the guys that are out, all right, we have Kane, we have Sauce, we have Jay Tufele, we have Cam Jones, Stone Smart, and Garrett Wilson will be out. All right. And the next guys, they are limited in practice today. Questionable for the game, but I really like the way these guys are trending. One, Tyrod. Two, receiver Josh. Mason Taylor, Breece Hall, Quantez Stiggers, Jermaine Johnson, MC2 coming off the protocol, and Quincy Williams, who's been practicing with us all week. So, again, like the way those guys are trending. When it comes to this week, there's been a focus of really three things for us, and I can see this being the focus going forward to the end of the season. Number one is, man, how do we plan and make sure we download this plan against this team to go and beat this team? Next now is taking that plan and executing on the field in practice to make sure we go and beat this team. And then also, man, how do we improve? How do we get 1% better as a team collectively to make sure we go play supportive football? And that's been our plan. That's been our focus. That's going to continue to be our focus. We know that we have to do a good job of planning and executing. We also have to do a good job of improving as a team. And that's been it. So, and we're excited. We're excited about how this week went, and now we got to get ready to go prove it in the game. So, any questions?
If there was a game today, could Tyrod Taylor physically play?
He is limited, all right, today, and he is questionable, and I like the way those guys are trending.
So are you able to tell us who's going to? Can you tell?
I cannot tell you that.
But is it because you don't want to, or because?
That's exactly it.
But with Tyrod's situation questionable, doesn't that play into this potentially?
That's exactly why I'm not telling you, because I don't want to.
No, but I understand that. But I mean, is it partly because of the injury?
That's exactly why I'm saying it, because I don't want to.
Does the
I don't know how many times I got to answer you that. It's not going to change.
Do the players know who the quarterback is?
That's going to be between me and the players.
I guess, not knowing how secretive it is, does it affect the preparation at all for the game?
We had a great week of practice with our guys. Our guys know we're going to keep that between us, and that's how it's going to be.
And the starters gotten the normal reps the starter we get before?
That's between me and the team.
Freddie, the protection issues, I asked you last week in the Carolina game, there were some issues once again. Even when Tyrod played, he is the starter. Tampa wasn't a great protection thing. What can you guys do to clean that up no matter who the starter? Man, we have to make sure, number one, the communication has to be on point, and that has to be between quarterback, line, and everybody involved, even the running backs when it comes to protection. So that's something that we've been working on, like, weekly, as far as making sure that's done, because that's one number one things you have to do as far as protecting the quarterback. So that's an ongoing process. I think our coach has been harping on that quite a bit, and between our coordinator, our O-line coach, and everybody involved, man, we've been practicing that constantly to make sure we improve on that.
What's the challenge of, obviously they have a very talented receiving corps, but they don't have Sauce. What's the plan for that?
Listen, any time you lose a player of that caliber, it's always concerning, because he's one of the best in this league. But we have other guys that has to step up, and that's what this league is, man. You saw a team last night that had a ton of injuries that went out there and played. No one's going to feel sorry for you. Not going to feel sorry for us. So AZ is going to step up and he's going to do a good job for us.
Aaron, you've talked about the competitive advantage is the reason why you don't want to reveal the quarterback. Like when you were a defensive coordinator preparing for a team that wasn't saying who the quarterback was going to be, did you actually feel that was? It
was tough. I went through that in Detroit when it was Malik Willis and Jordan Love. And I thought LaFleur did a really good job of not saying who that quarterback was, and we had to prepare for both of those guys. So I don't see why we think this is something that hasn't been done. But go ahead.
If you're able to get Quincy back on Sunday, just what do you feel like maybe the defense has been lacking without him, or what moves are added back into the?
Well, I would say the defense has improved over the last 2 weeks, and that's communication. That's understanding exactly what Wilkes is trying to do when you look at the overall scheme. And I've said this early in the season that, man, it's going to take some time for the defense to make sure that they come together and everything is coordinated. And again, just like Sauce being out, man, we were missing a key part of what we do. And for him to be able to come back and we need him to play at a high level, we're looking forward to that. It's good to hear his voice out there, and I think we all hear his voice when he speaks. And now, anytime you get a player like that back, it only helps you.
What have you seen from AZ in his limited time in the games and also in practice here that gives you confidence?
Well, the thing about AZ, if you just go back and look at how he's like his progression as far as getting in the game, they've always been in situations where somebody get hurt, he has to go in there and he has to play. And I thought he's done a pretty good job of that, of being ready when called upon to be able to go play. He made a play at the end of the game against Carolina, and then they made a play on him. But that's the life of a corner. You know, those things happen. The thing about him, he's not losing his confidence at all. I'm excited about how he's going to progress and how he's going to continue to progress. And he's going to be a key cog to what we do as he continues his years of playing.
With the run defense, Chase Brown is coming off 108 yards in the Pittsburgh game. Last week, even though you guys only gave him 13, there were a number of runs that went off tackle. What can you guys do to shore up the edges?
One thing that you'll hear me say for the most part is, to me, if you want to play good run defense, the first thing you have to do, you have to set edges. And then the next thing you do, you have to build a wall. And then the next thing you do, you have to knock people back. And to me, that stops runs for the most part. I think our run defense has been pretty good for the most part. I'm not going to look at, a couple of runs that leaked out and say, okay, we got an issue with our run defense. I think if you look at it in totality, by numbers, our run defense is pretty good. So just because you got a couple of runs, this is NFL. Guys are good, so they're going to make some plays. But I expect us to make more plays.
Take a couple more.
Mason popped up yesterday.
Yep.
Was that something that happened Wednesday in practice?
Yeah, it did. Well, he had a little ding in the game, right? But he was able to practice. So again, like the rest of those guys, I said, man, I like the way those guys are trending.
How encouraged
Last
are you
one?
about the entire 25 draft class?
Yeah.
Who's been starting from day one?
No doubt.
Talk about Mason's production in the passing game, Arian, special teams, and now most notably this week.
Yeah.
AZ's
Well,
role as well.
Yeah, it's really more than that when you really look at it. And like a lot of these guys, man, you would want them to progress and learn and get the right reps to be able to get better. And most of those reps you want them to be in practice, but for some odd reason, all those guys have to play a key cog in what we've been doing. Kiko's been starting for us for a while. AZ now is going to be a starter for us. But when you have those guys able to come in and play for you, and when they play well, like Kiko's done, man, that only helps your team. So we're excited about those guys getting the reps in. And listen, they're still learning. They're going to make mistakes, and we know that. But again, we're going to own those mistakes. We're going to improve. We're going to keep going.
Thanks, everybody.